Thursday. It is Thursday morning, and the birds crying and singing. I am en route as usual to my destination. En route to my destination. Yes. Today, all I can think about today is mind control. Controlling the mind requires a lot of hard work. Absolutely a lot of hard work to control the mind. The mind is so amazing. So amazing. And to control it, it just requires a lot of work. I mean, the work that it requires is just a lot. It's almost like you have to be, you got to be really in tune with yourself, physically, mentally, to control your mind sometimes. You have to be in what I call certain stage of mind to be able to control your mind, should I say. So mind control, very powerful, very, very, very powerful. And it's so funny how once you begin to control your own mind, your own thoughts, it is easier said than done, but it's possible to control your mind. Very possible. No matter what the situation is, you can literally take control of your mind and stay focused. Wow, 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 hear that noise. What a beautiful noise this is. So yes, you can literally take control of your mind. And the reason why a lot of us are doing what we don't like to do is because we cannot control our mind. And myself included, once upon a time being guilty of it, because fear and not understanding how to control your mind really makes us do things that we would never have done normally. So controlling the mind requires a lot of hard work, a lot of meditation. Your body has to be in some form of physical shape, or else controlling the mind can be a little difficult. It is absolutely amazing, this whole thing called controlling the mind. I mean, to be able to just get up consistently and do your push-ups, do whatever you need to do every day, and knowing that your situation is not you, because situations and the minds are different entities altogether when you really, really begin to look at it properly. Your situation, the condition is there. It's just an energy exchange. But your mind doesn't have to be tied to it. And that can be really difficult. Because the question comes to, how can your mind not be tied to your situation? certain situations, our mind doesn't have to be tied to it. We can control the mind, be at a blissful state despite the situation, and use that same mind to get out of that situation. So I've just been running at every wee hours. Last year I was really running very early actually, because my obligations then were a little different. So I had to get up early and get it done at a certain time. But the whole thing with this mind control thing that absolutely amazes me is the ability to realize also that you are part of this universe, this energy, whatever you want to call it. And I think a lot of time, I also think the whole idea of religion started in a properly mannered mindset, and it just got out of control. But the whole thing with the mindset, because at the end of the day, it's all about the mind. You gotta believe in something, you gotta look up to something. But however you want to look up to that something cannot be outside of you. That is just so funny as it is. That thing cannot be outside of you. Impossible. I truly think the only thing that can be outside of me was probably my parents, because they created me. But as I get into my own being, I think my maker starts from inside of me. And it doesn't really even make no sense, because when your thought process and your thinking process, what you focus your energy on, is absolutely different from when you were little. All these type of thoughts just kind of just become, yeah, whatever. But the thing is, mind control, it is useful, extremely difficult. It requires a lot of focused attention all the time, all the biscuit time. And that's what I've learned, especially over the last 62 days, the whole thing with mind control. Because once you begin to practice mind control, it is easy to welcome everybody's walk of life. I truly think a person is at a lower stage of mindset when they can look at somebody and say, well, you don't have a job, I don't want to hang out with you anymore. I think that's somebody crying for help psychologically. But our society won't see that, because once you begin to understand mind control, you are all about elevating others. Anything that people do, listening to those birds. Just look at that. That's the sound of nature. Yep, that's the sound of nature. That's the sound of nature. Amazing, amazing. So, like I was saying, I have to just pay that respect. Once you begin to understand mind control, you see everybody for who they are. You never look down on somebody. It is the most amazing thing to be able to look at life that way. For me, I have been given a great opportunity to truly understand the essence of the mind, how it worked, how not to let things define me. And when you do not let things define you, people begin to get upset with you. They begin to talk or say, oh, he's not doing anything. But the thing is, I get it, because I know many's mind is extremely weak. The one thing I could really say is yes, mind control. I truly understand that. Mind control. That is one power that nobody can take away. Mind control. And I first learned that when I read whom I call Sir Mandela. And put in the Sir in the English term, we put Sir to somebody who's a scholar and a great leader, a great revolutionary in the spiritual essence. Because when you truly look at Nelson, I'll say Father Nelson Mandela's background, he doesn't claim to be religious, because he learned how to control his mind. And I mean extremely. And when I studied people like that so much that I wanted to learn how to control my mind. And I did. And I'm able to separate my situation away from my feelings. It is funny when people hear someone like Miss Oprah talk about, yeah, just say thank you. It just doesn't make no sense, because when you begin to practice mind control and things are not in line according to your own ego and the way society said it to be in line, and you are saying thank you, you begin to laugh at yourself, because you're looking at yourself, dude, have you lost your mind? You are not in so, and you're not in so, but yeah, you're still thinking. Now, who the biscuit are you thinking? But the reality of it all is the breath of life. Once you can breathe, anything is possible. It's that plain simple. Once you can breathe, anything is possible. And I think that state of mind, a lot of people forget to get over there. We don't know how to get it. We don't know how to get there because it hasn't been taught. So for me, that's what I've used running, meditation, yoga to do, and to be able to separate that. And that's the reason why I can talk about myself, my situation, without feeling any flinch in it. I'm gonna say this with a blunt face. I know many are still weak-minded. They don't realize how powerful their own mind is. So it's very easy to judge and look down. That's why most people, without their material entity, they will never ever be able to function. Never. Out of 20 people, I would say 18, if they lose their job, their house, their family, you can forget all about religion, all that spirituality nonsense that they talk about. They will give up on life just like that. But the truth is, those type of situation doesn't mean giving up on life. And that's where we got it real messed up, because we don't understand. We think when we lose everything, we have to lose ourselves with it. And that's why we get all this tangle. And that's why, to be quite honest, all this Judeo religion just doesn't do it for me, because it doesn't teach me how to control my mind. It has taught me how to have a weak mind, but as far as controlling my entity, my being, as far as making me realize that nothing defines my own happiness but me. It just didn't do it. It created a lot of fear. It made me think I wasn't better, that all these things that I'm seeing is not part of me. And that's one of the reasons why I get up every morning, because I wonder somebody out there that doesn't feel like they are somebody, to realize that they are more than somebody. You know, to make them realize that their life matters. I love this life so much. I laugh a lot. Really just laugh a lot. And I'm gonna keep on saying this. It's really funny once you develop your mind, like literally running 26 miles a day is just like it's like I'm going to the park and just jog for a minute. I really had to take it so slow just to get myself on my feet. So to run 26 miles, it isn't even it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. I think anybody can do that, biscuit. But because of mind control, the way it has been introduced from the beginning, it makes it look as if it's something of a big deal. And I myself included, guilty of it. The stories that I've heard about marathons, I have crashed my body over and over thinking, oh, there was something wrong. But the whole thing is, my body was built like a machine. The only thing that crumbled those days was my mind, because my mind was set to a limitation. I'm not going to use certain words, but I'm going to say certain things. There's a cultural discrepancy right now, which is, I'm just going to say, the takers and the givers. The givers were manipulated not to believe in themselves. And when you become a giver and you begin to realize that, wow, you are actually more powerful than you realize, absolutely amazing. That's why I laugh a lot these days when I hear people talking about running, talking about the experts. But I got some good news for you. You want to do anything, especially when it comes to yoga. If you are not doing no push-up with your yoga, you probably won't get the whole idea of yoga. Because once you begin to do your push-up and stretch your body properly, you realize every single twist that you turn into your body is a prayer. Every time you twist your body, you are supposed to be chanting your prayer in your head. Because when you begin to slow that yoga down and you twist and you get up again and you do that push-ups. Let me finish this, then I keep going. And you begin to get up and twist that push-ups. And it doesn't matter how much push-ups you did, but you just want to do it so slowly and twist into that body. Because our vein, that's that God inside of us. Once you begin to twist into it, that power that is within you will begin to come out. It requires patience. It's funny, if you could find time, we find time to go to our jobs and do all these things, but we never find time to spend with the most powerful individual, which is self. Everything we do for ourselves is always in a hurry. That, yeah, I gotta go, it's time. But yet, to satisfy others, we never miss a party. We get to our parties early. We do all those type of things. But what are we doing for our own mind control? We never do anything for it. Anyway, let me just show you. I gotta go and finish up this run. For mind control, That's what it's all about this morning, mind control. Today is marathon number 60, I don't even know, 64. And I always say, if a woman can push out a baby, 26 miles a day is nothing. Like I'm going to say it again. If a woman can push out a baby, 26 miles a day is nothing. So happy Thursday. I'm going to say the divine feminine, one love.